I love ya. Greetings, everyone. You're late. I'm late. It's nice seeing everyone here. I know usually we are here at 12. Well, today we're not. And a couple of people called and reminded me that I wasn't on. So here I am. So if you have me programmed, I am here. Yes. Yes, I am here. I was late. Well, it's a long story, which I'm going to share with y'all this short story. Welcome to the power of you. Blessings to all of you. Thank you. As always, it's a beautiful opportunity for us to get together on Wednesdays. And I had a beautiful experience and I want to share with y'all. Today, the power of you is about every disappointment is God's appointment. Every disappointment is God's appointment. I heard that somewhere. I'm sure some elders spoke it or said it. So every disappointment is God's appointment. And so today I'm coming from a situation where I think all of us can learn, and get some juicy stuff here online. For those of you who follow me on social media and that know that I love y'all. I love the work that we do together. And in being human, someone told me once, "You always talking about yourself." Well, I know myself more than I know anybody else. And I just use myself as an example. Those of you who follow me know that every year around this time, I go into a deep dive into my detox and cleansing in preparation for the winter, solstice, and making sure that my body has all of the nutrients that it needs to go into the new season of winter and come out in the spring with renewed energy. Well, after we got our marching orders from Obatala and what to do for the year and that, I was so excited. I was ready to go. I got an opportunity, an invitation to be able to go on vacation this month of December, and I wasn't able to go because my reading says this is not the time. I was kind of like disappointed. I was like, what? I can't go. And it's so beautiful. So in that moment, I felt like, wow. Why is this? Why I can't get this beautiful month away and just relax and do what it is that I do, because I always go on vacation in November. So I'm just rattling on now. So let me get to the point. In my frustration and disappointment as a human being, I was upset for about 2 days. And I said, well, it has to be something else that's happening. God is trying to stop me from doing this because there's other things that's going to be happening that I need to be here for. And so I started trying to changing it to make it about God or life not being fair or not being available to me when I decide that I needed to be available to me. So in my moment of humanness, I'm going into at least 2 days of just trying to figure out, wow, what's going to happen? Why I got to be here? Why I can't be on my vacation and laying in the sun? My flight would be wonderful. It was taken care of and all that. Well, inspiration came to me, and I'm sharing with you. God does not do things. The Orishas, the Almighty, anything that you call God as source does not come to us to stop us for something or to prevent us from doing, because every opportunity is open to us to do beautiful and powerful things. And so when I switched from feeling like, okay, there got to be something that's happening that I need to be here to be involved with, and why I couldn't go, I recognized that Go back to the pattern that I have, which is my fasting. Take this time to reconnect to the things that I know I want to change from within. And that's what I did. Last week I said that I was tapping into my emotions. And so I started right then doing what I do, going into my juicing. And the thing that I want to share is that I had been thinking, well, this arthritis that's affecting my hand right now is hurting my hands. I started calling it my arthritis. I caught myself one day saying my arthritis is giving me some challenges with using my hand. I'm claiming arthritis as mine? That's not so me. So, I needed to take some time and reconnect to me physically, spiritually, emotionally. So, naming an illness yours is giving yourself the belief that you are this incapable kind of thing. What kind of God you serve? What kind of ancestors you got that will give you something to make you suffer? That is not me. My body is well, healthy, and just wonderful. All of this I came to acknowledge through not being able to do one disappointment, ended up being God's appointment. I was disappointed because I could go, but the appointment came that you need to take care of you. If you're claiming arthritis as yours, really? There is no way in my Ita that said that I am going to be challenged with arthritis. And I go with what my readings say, my Ita, the things that I do for, to connect myself to me. So in going in and going into just fasting and praying and meditating on relieving and releasing things, clarity. You're not sick. You know what you need to do. Arthritis is inflammation. Inflammation comes from eating rice, bread, all of the things that I already know that are not good for me. So you see, not being able to go on a trip, I had to stay and get in touch with myself. I've been decorating my house and making it feel so nice and warm and that. And then I was going to be like, oh, wow, when I come back from my trip, the house will be glorious. I'm enjoying it now. So claiming that that's not my arthritis, I went ahead and did the things that I do. I started my juicing 4 days now. 4 days into my juicing, my body's beginning to feel, my hands are not hurting. So not claiming it as my arthritis, I recognize that you have the tools required to let this inflammation of the thumb be something to motivate you to do what you know you need to do. This coming year, starting in March, we're going to start all of the initiations. We have like 6 initiations, Orisha initiations to do. We have different festivals coming up. I can't be coming up with my arthritis, baby. Where in the world is yellow? That's why I'm called the Energizer Bunny. I'm here with energy, surplus to share. So moving from the belief that anything that happens to me or to you or to any of us is because there is a bad thing coming or because there's a situation that is a punishment or something that is not good. Every disappointment is God's appointment. God's appointment meaning that there's a reason for you to sit and then see how is it that God is working and having the power of you. So in looking back, I recognize, whoa, you got the tools. So stop claiming it as your arthritis and you're this victim of arthritis. Because my mother had arthritis, I have it. No, it's food. Food gives us arthritis, baby, not the winter. See, I'm trying to put on my Babalua, yeah, correctly. Food, and I know the type of foods that gives us inflammation. I know better. But I'm so busy working and keeping myself active and doing the work in one way, in my spiritual work and with my priesthood, that I forgot about taking care of me. Caregivers and all caregivers, those of us who are taking care of older family members, who are taking care of husbands, who are taking care of wives, we are caregivers, and you always have to take that time out to give yourself as much care and attention as you would someone else. on this Osa Ifa, look at our destinies, look at our purpose, and know that whatever is coming, illnesses, and that it's not yours. Don't claim it as yours. Don't be like Yeyefini in her human moments. Yes. Recognize what it is. It is a way of looking at the disappointment as an appointment and then facing what you already know is the truth about yourself. And if you can be honest with yourself, then all of the disappointments will seem like a place of gratitude. I am so grateful I didn't get to go. Because from this, why I'm late today is because I ended up feeling so good that after my last massage, my massage therapist told me you need to make sure that you're going to the chiropractor. I haven't been to the chiropractor in a minute because my alignment, I've been walking kind of bent over. Some of you have seen me, I've been kind of bent over. That's not the way I walk. That's not the way I flow. I flow like I know God from all aspects, from my food, from my rituals, for me getting a reading every 2 weeks, for me to doing my head feedings every 2 weeks, for me to making sure that I try to be as positive as I can in the middle of any kind of human situation, be it family, friend, or foe. And so went to the chiropractor, enjoying my visit to the chiropractor. It's a new chiropractor, so enjoying this new space that I'm in by recommendation. Look at disappointment, make an appointment. My massage therapist says you need to go to a chiropractor. I said, do you have one? Oh, yes, I have one perfectly. I go to this place, beautiful place in Greensboro, right? So I go there, feel so good. I leave there, and I said, oh, I'm in Greensboro. Let me go to my alma mater. I decided, let me go to A&T because it was 15 minutes from where the chiropractor is. And while I'm there, of course, I'm drinking my juice because I took it with me. I go to A&T and I start walking around, looking at some of the old places, some of the places that I've shared in my book. I went to the health department. But anyway, the health services. And y'all, those of you that read my book know that that was one of the first times that I tried to take my destiny away from y'all and away from myself. And so I walked there and I went to where my major is. I went to the art department. And then I went to the dorm. The dorm where I was my freshman year. As a matter of fact, I brought a stone from it. Yee-hee. And I have pictures that, yes, this stone will be very dear to me. Man, I went there in 1967. That's how long ago it's been. So I'm walking around. I go to my dorm, what used to be my dorm, and there's a young lady sitting outside. And I says, are you in Holland Hall? She says, yeah. I says, oh, I went here in 1967. She was like, oh my gosh, that's a long time. Yes. So she opened the door and I went in. And of course, you couldn't go to where my room was because they now have security. And I'm talking to this young lady and telling her about who I was in terms of the school and what this school meant to me and my experiences and that. It felt so good. And so I asked her, I says, are you a freshman? She said, yes. I said, do you have a boyfriend? She says, kind of. I will keep it like that. I said, kind of keep it like that. And I says, until you've been there, at least to your sophomore year, your junior year, you can commit. In the meantime, follow your heart. Follow your heart. And if your heart leads you to being patient and to wait, do that. If your heart follows through, don't chase the boy. That was one of the mistakes I had. And I started recapping and recognizing that when you go away to school and you're not prepared to know what it's like to be dating or what it is, a relationship, you can be snatched through your weave. I mean, I went through hell at that school because I didn't have a clue as to what it was to date, how it is that you would date, how would you go through life making choices when you don't know that you have the power to choose what looks good and what feels good and what is good for you, you can just settle for any kind of crap. I was not able to make that kind of connection because coming from another country, leaving my mom's home, I was not. And those of you that read my book know my story. That was the first experience of me making decisions and judgments about who I was and the power I had, and I was not prepared. So I was trying to just give the young lady some advice. When I left, she said, "Thank you so much. I appreciate this." I was like, whoa. I didn't even know that I would be there doing this with this young lady. So I had such a good time, and then I'm heading back. And while I'm heading back, I got to my door and three people text me, "Are you not coming on today?" I forgot it was Wednesday. Forgot about the power of you. Look how God has taken me for one disappointment. In God's appointment, that young lady listened to me. I was able to exchange with her, to trust her spirit, look at the things that are important to her. I also shared with her that don't come to this school. This is your first year. Don't run into fear. Connect with your spirit, your divine self. Talk to yourself. Just ask yourself, is this the best thing for me? And will this be the best thing for me 10 years from now? That was what I shared with her. So every disappointment is an appointment. Not being able to go, I'm able to go back to my alma mater, which I have not been to homecoming in years, and be able to make that connection and tying everything together with me owning in that moment arthritis as mine, and recognizing that I have the choice and you have the choice and I have the power within me. I just wanted to come today to just let you know I was late, but I was really on time. And for those of you who text me and said, "Oh my gosh, are you coming on?" I recognize some of the worth and the value that I have. It confirmed that I am missed when I don't show up. So thank you. Thank you all. Today is Oseifa, Oshun, Yemonja, and this is a day that and you can honor the Orishas any day, but these are the days where we do Eshu, Olokun, Egbe. So many Orishas share that day. This is a time for self-love. Today's the day of Oshun, the day that you want to just look at yourself and say, "I'm worthy. What I went through in the past makes me who I am today." I met a new therapist, a new chiropractor, beautiful lady. And going this morning, I woke up, I put on my Babalua Ye Eleke to help me to make sure that I was able to get the best out of it. So everything I do is kind of like in a connection, but I just do impulsively here. I know y'all usually see me in all of my African garb and that. It's cold. And so I was just wearing my other garments to remember that illness is not mine. Illness is not given to you by God to stop you in your tracks. Illness is something that you are aware of that is part of life. There are those parts of life that we always come on earth to help ourselves with and help others. So arthritis is not mine and illness is not yours. If you're being challenged today with challenges with your health, with your relationships, with your romantic relationships that are not going well, if you're challenged with anything, today is the eve of what in America we celebrate as Thanksgiving. This is a time for you to give thanks to yourself first for where you are, for who you are. And whatever space you're going to share tomorrow or today or this week, remember anything that is going to be a disappointment to you is an appointment for you to check yourself, is an appointment for you to look at how good you're doing, how well you're doing, and that every environment, everywhere that you step into, you have the opportunity to help someone else with just encouraging words or a hug. Powerful. And know that my being expected here helps me. It helps me to know that I'm appreciated, I have value, and the things that I say, people are listening to. Whatever it is that I'm sharing is worth it. In closing, there is one last part to this thing at A&T. I ran into this young man as I was going to, well, he's not so young, but as I was heading to my car, and I was asking the young lady, what is this new building? Because A&T has changed so much. I mean, there's so many big buildings. I got lost. I didn't know, but I knew key places, my dorm, the library, the health department, the new cafeteria, the old cafeteria, that kind of thing. So I knew landmarks. So I'm walking and I asked him, what's this building here with all this smoke coming out of it? He says, that's a research building. Now that's the research, A&T is one of the most powerful engineering departments, school of engineering. So that's where they make all of these new chicken without heads, processed meat, all of that kind of thing is known for that. Now they're doing all kinds of great things with robotics and foods, especially because it's an agricultural and technical institute. So they're doing all types of experiments and scientific exploration. And he went on to say, I said, well, were you, are you an Aggie? He said, oh, yes. So I told him what year I was there. And he said, oh, I came 12 years after you. And I says, and you're working here now? He says, yes. Sometimes you have to walk away because what you think and you see as a student, and when you're part of the faculty or when you are part of the mechanical systems here, you learn a lot. And I said, wow. He said to me, and I'm putting this on blast, that the state is withholding monies to really give that school enough funding to take care of the safety for the engineers. There are things that they're working with and the things that they're doing that is not living up to standards and up to par. So if there's anyone listening out there that has the power of state to give some funding or some money, there's someone waiting for 2 years. They can't fill a position to pay to someone that has to do with safety for our environment. So the things that they're producing there, they're things that without the safety, it could endanger all of our lives. So look at how the information that I got, one disappointment is an appointment, and then I come to find out all of this. So everything that we're doing is interconnected. I'm in a position now to help others. Put the word out there. Find out. Ask the state what is happening. Investigate what's happening in A&T. Because if anything goes wrong there, it affects all of us. It affects all of us in our food, in our water, in the air that we're breathing. And if there's not enough funding, they're still cutting corners. So that means somebody's being overworked. And that's cause for concern. So today, as I drink my juice and I remember the importance of remembering that all disappointment is God's appointment, I toast to you all. And as I ask you to bear with me, I'm going to do a prayer for Oshun. On Oshun's day that asks us to bless ourselves, to love ourselves, to come from a place of love, I'm going to pray a prayer of Oshun, for Oshun, from, this little book that I love so much by Ayoka Wiles, Dr. Ayoka Wiles, that wrote this book. Y'all know I love this book. I'm going to do a prayer for Oshun. Oshun. Today is Oshun's day. This is the day that we worship Oshun. Oshun governs the waters of the world, including the rivers, the streams. She represents love and true happiness. So on this day, as we represent happiness, and I'm joyful that I was able to speak to that young lady and go back to bring some pleasant memories and triggers of my time at school, I want you to listen to this prayer As you breathe in and take 3 cleansing breaths, as I pray with you, for myself, for you, and through me to remind you of the power of you. So I hope this made sense today. I just wanted to come on and share my love for you. Someone said this is a blessing. I was thinking about my undergraduate experience and how chaotic it was for me as a survivor. But 10 years later, I am therapist. Thank you for choosing your destinies. Isn't that awesome? This is by Donisha that spoke. Thank you, Donisha. Yes. Go back and look at those triggers. Go back to those places that have memories that you may want to deal with. Okay. Thank you, Denisha. And everyone, as I see Marcela is on, I see Savoy is on, Allison, Definite Mahogany. Thank you so much for following and sharing. So, as you just take 3 cleansing breaths, breathing in and breathing out, breathing in again, breathe out. Breathing in again. Apete bio bio shuno. I will read the prayer. Apete bio bio shuno. Danima waruboreo. Arubo titi yeo. Danima waruboreo. Yeye bio bio shuno. Apete bio bio shuno. Tanima waruboreo, arubo titi yeo. Tanima waruboreo, apete bio bio, obio were, were obio, akete sambalawa, obio were obio, ekushe. Ewe mile iya mio, ewe mie Olúwa mi, ewe mile iya mio, ewe mile. Yeye bio bio shuno, apete bio bio shuno. Tani ma warubo reo, arubo titi yeye o. Tani ma warubo reo. Apete bio bio shuno, apete bio bio shuno. Tanima waruporere o arubo ditiye o. Tanima waruporere o. Apete bio bio, o bio were o bio. Akete sambalawo obio were obio ekushe ewe mile iya mio ewe mile Olúwa mi ewe mile iya mio ewe mile. As I read this prayer over us, may we continue to bask in the light of Oshun. Oshun, Iya of sacred waters, we humbly ask for your love, patience, and understanding. We ask that you enable us to look at the mirrors of self-reflection to help us to grow and evolve. It is through the sounds of the river, the bell, and the drops of dew on a morning flower that we pray that the whispers of our humble prayers are heard. We pray that you hear our prayers and help us remember the destinies we prepared with Olofin's guidance. We pray to be one with you, one with love, and one therefore one with Olofi or Olodumare. Oshun, River Goddess, transform my world so that as I look, I see the reality of my existence. Oshun, transform my mind so as I look at myself, I always remember I am a child of God, willing and able to realize my true potential. Allow me to see the transformation of my consciousness that reflects good character, understanding, and love. Oshun and all gods of water, allow your symbols of transformation and align my Ori with your essence. So your bell awakens and enables me to see truth. So your boat oars enable me to move through any challenge and thrust me into the happiness of life. So your fan enables me to stay centered and cool, so that the complications of your essence, so that the compilation of your essence is elevated, so that my ori is completely aligned with your greatness, your symbol of love. Ashe. Apete bio bio shuno, tanima waruporereo, arubo shishio. Ashe, Iami Oshun Oreye Yo. On this day of Oshun Yemonja, Ifa Egbe, and Olokun, we give thanks. And I give thanks for you remembering the power of you, is recognizing that every disappointment is God's appointment. And let's use that appointment to connect with ourselves, be honest with ourselves, bless ourselves, and share ourselves to others as we look around and see how and why we are the power of ourselves. Y'all have a blessed day. Have a blessed season. And give thanks to yourself first. And then you can thank others. Modupuel. Remember to join me on December the 18th for the fundraiser on chapter in my book and who we are as we end 2024 and go into 2025. Adupwe.